You're just starting out with Spanish or don't understand Spanish well yet, but Spanish speakers keep speaking Spanish to you? You could say, no hablo español. That is totally fine and everybody will understand. With a little bit of practice though, you could learn some extra super useful phrases in Spanish that can help you keep your conversation partner engaged. I'm Spring Spanish teacher Maura, and in this video I'll help you add some variety to your Spanish with these 15 essential Spanish chunks to say that you don't speak Spanish or only a little Spanish. Número 1. Chunks to say you do speak some Spanish.
Hola, buenos días. Soy tu vecino de al lado. Solo quería pasar a saludarte y darte la bienvenida al edificio. Y, claro, decirte que estoy a la disposición si necesitas algo, porque, lo siento, hablo poco español.
As you can see, I'm not denying my ability to speak Spanish, I'm just adjusting it to my level. Otros chunks que puedes usar y que tienen la misma vibra serían: mi español es muy básico. Mi español es de principiante. Mi nivel de español es bajo. Chunk alert! Estoy a la disposición is one of those things that native Spanish speakers say to be open, kind, and welcoming, especially to strangers. Es posible que escuches esto cuando entres a una tienda, por ejemplo. It's a nice, almost formal way to say I'm here for you in the most natural, insider way possible. Use it anytime you want someone you don't know very well to know that they can count on you for something specific. If you're a curious cat like me and want to get more chunks like this one, just click in the link in the description to get access to our free Essential Spanish Chunking Kit. Número 2. Chunks to say what your Spanish isn't. Now, as I said before, we can also approach this situation from a feeling of not having the full ability to speak Spanish. It won't totally negate what you can understand, but it'll focus on what you can't do or what your Spanish isn't, según tú, claro. So, back to our roleplay, this is what you could have said instead.
Hola, buenos días. Soy tu vecino de al lado. Solo quería pasar a saludarte y darte la bienvenida al edificio. Y, claro, decirte que estoy a la disposición si necesitas algo, porque, lo siento, mi español no es muy bueno.
Before I forget, watch until the end if you want to know which requests you can add to these chunks to specify how your conversation partners would have to talk in order to give you a shot at understanding them. Other chunks you can add that follow the same idea as mi español no es muy bueno would be: mi español no es fluido, mi español no es nativo, aún no hablo español, no hablo mucho español. I love aún no hablo español because though it only adds one word, aún, it puts emphasis on this being a matter of time and keeps your brain in a positive mind frame. The last one also only adds one word, mucho, to the original chunk, no hablo español. But it is important that you notice how these intensity words, mucho and poco, are very useful to adjust what you're saying even more. Número 3. Requests. Good. Here we go through those requests that are very useful in these situations and that, honestly, todos los que aprenden un nuevo idioma deberían saber. Using the same example as before, notice my reply this time.
Y, claro, decirte que estoy a la disposición si necesitas algo, porque, lo siento, estoy aprendiendo español. ¿Podrías hablar más despacio?
This is actually something that many of you have requested of me in the comments. Prometo que estoy trabajando en ello. But if you still feel my Spanish is too fast, let me know in the comments by using this chunk you just learned. On the other hand, estoy aprendiendo español is a good way to engage the empathetic response in the other person. I know I've tried this myself when learning a new language, and I found that most people actually react positively to it. The request to speak slower is definitely a necessary one, even to more advanced learners. Make sure to add por favor to it and to the following alternatives. ¿Podrías decirlo en otras palabras? ¿Podrías decirlo en términos más simples? These two are very useful if you know the reason you're getting lost is the amount or the complexity of the words being used. ¿Podrías escribirlo? Sometimes people's accents get in the way of meanings you do know. So, if it makes sense within the context, asking people to write it down can be a real lifesaver. ¿Podrías hablar más alto? Lastly, it is so normal to need higher volumes in general when learning a new language. So don't hesitate to ask if you feel this is the problem. Warning, that might get people yelling a bit. Not negatively, but be prepared to just laugh it out if it happens. Número 4. Summary. Es hora de hacer un repaso. Vale. Things you can say if you want to focus on what your Spanish is. Hablo poco español. Mi español es muy básico. Mi español es de principiante. Mi nivel de español es bajo. Things you can say if you want to focus on what your Spanish is not. Mi español no es muy bueno. Mi español no es fluido. Mi español no es nativo. Aún no hablo español. No hablo mucho español. Your last chunk and requests. Estoy aprendiendo español. ¿Podrías hablar más despacio? ¿Podrías decirlo en otras palabras? ¿Podrías decirlo en términos más simples? ¿Podrías escribirlo? ¿Podrías hablar más alto? For your next trip to a Spanish-speaking country, you should also get some chunks to use when you go to a shop and the shopkeeper keeps trying to sell you something, but you don't want to buy or you don't have the money. You could say, no tengo dinero, or you could sound more like a native speaker by saying one of these 7 alternatives. Click the image on the screen to get to alternative 1.